Peace and love, more is Islam. Yeah, no, I was just having a conversation with my homie. Um, Wanted to go over like caveat emptor, the caveat emptor. Buyer beware. Uh, like, like, how come in this day and age people are acting like they never, like this is the first time they woke up, the first time they ever like experienced life? You already know how it is when you see somebody that's janky or somebody that you see that's not truthful or might be a fraud. They have certain ways about them, certain ways they move, certain things that they do. So it's nothing different than YouTube. I mean, it should be even worse on YouTube. Like you're watching somebody from a social media platform that you're not sure what they do or don't do. So why would you spend your fiat or your money, as you like to call it, why would you spend that on just hope and belief? That's like Christianity, yo. To spend money in hopes and beliefs that it's going to get you out of a certain position that you think you're in. But then when it comes to stuff that Emptor tell y'all to do, like, yo, you might want to not be black. Just try not calling yourself black. That turns into the whole, you can't do that. You can't do that. You feel like we're taking something away. And it's like, why is that the outcome if you'll do something easily, like spend your money on somebody else's like knowledge without even being sure that knowledge can be useful for you? That might be just their knowledge that they're good at. They've been using that and it works for them. But how can you take it and then try to impede it in your life like it was something that you came up with? It's not going to work like that. So what I'm seeing is that when it comes to us Moors, a lot of us, since we're learning different sciences and different, subjects, we turn into our own like worst enemy, because a lot of us can get to this place where we don't want to hear anything from anybody else, but everybody teaches you something. Even if you feel like, oh, they're the most negative or they're the most ignorant, those like beliefs that you have about that person, maybe if you were to look at that person, it'll show you a little bit about what you have in yourself that you need to correct. So as Moors, because it's a lot of dirty stuff going on, the waters is muddy. All these temples is dirty. You might as well just do that. All these temples is dirty. Every single one of them. Because all these people is running around here with IDs that say, I am USA citizen. And then they tell you that the prophet did that. Well, that's silly. Because if the prophet did that, then why would he say the 14th and 15th Amendment is not needed for the salvation of my people? It's like, wow. So he told you the 14th and 15th Amendment is not needed, which is the amendment that allows you to be a citizen and an amendment that allows the citizens to vote. See all these allowances that can be taken away? So if he said that wasn't needed for salvation for his people, then obviously he knew we weren't citizens. Why would he say then, oh, yeah, you know what? Forget that. USA citizen. I am a USA. Yo, they straight up say this, that they try to make it seem like that was a Adam chamber statement. Like the prophet literally said that I am a USA citizen. No, y'all not gonna get him. Islam. Y'all not gonna get him. Not like that. The prophet brought us everything we needed to save ourselves, and it wasn't citizenship. How do we know that? Why? Because citizens need representation of states. What we had was our own temple that we could represent. They don't want that. So what has happened now is that the temples that we are supposed to represent are playing states, representatives. Oh, you got to come through here to be. Nah, bro. I was born out of my mother. The mother's the true temple, or her womb is the true temple. So I know y'all didn't create no woman's womb. That's just a temple. It's just a building. So it would be the members in that building that that procure what that building is about or what the members in it is on. It would have to be the members that outside or the members that represent it, being the grand sheiks and all them, they would have to show a better example of us. Now, I remember back in the 90s, I seen videos of Moors like on platforms talking about, you know, what Moors needed to do, and people like Braswell Belial. I'm telling you, yo, when I watch that, it don't make me want to be no more, because it looked religious and it looked like a bunch of just Negroes trying to have some new thing. That's not how we were, bro. That's not a good image of the Moors. The best image of Moors, I see the Duke of Tears. The best image of Moors, Toriano, Obashango L. The best image of Moors, Canaan Land Moors. The best image of Moors, Jamal Bey. The best image of Moors, the Mothers, RV Bey. The best image of Moors, Taj Tariq Bey, as well as Abdullah. So how could you take these people that I've just named and then think that you got to pay somebody for something, when all those other people that I just named, they'll give you what you can get from them people for free? All they're going to do is tell you to study, tell you how to read, and tell you what to read. Now, if you need more help than that, you need to be babysat. Well, shit, don't y'all pay these people to watch y'all children when y'all out there, you know, working? People have no problems sending their children to daycare to get taken care of. But then when it comes to you getting out of this avalanche of lies you've been under to acquire a certain amount of knowledge, people don't want to pay $15 for a book. You don't want to buy a book. The book should be free. How? Like, it's like people pay for everything else. The only thing I see that shouldn't be paid for at all is membership to a temple. You shouldn't have to pay for membership to no temple or for knowledge to know who you are. That should be free. What is all this charging all this stuff for? It's like a caveat emptor, Morris. Think about before you understood that you was a Moor. You wouldn't do the things that we do now, yo. All right. Before you was a Moor, you want a car, right? You're going to go to the dealership to get you a car. You want to go to your homie dealership to get you an alright car. You're going to go to the junkyard to get you a piece of junk. So you don't go to the junkyard, find a guy there, and the guy like, yo, I got Lamborghinis, bro. And then you just like, you got Lamborghinis right now? Where? And he like, yeah, he come around the back and he rob you. Cause he was in a junkyard looking dirty, and you followed him into a junkyard to find a Lamborghini. Why would it be one in there? So with the same type of thinking, why would you go to YouTube where everybody's effed up and dirty and all this stuff, pick out a random guy talking? The way you save yourself is you have to be the secure party creditor. You got to secure the credit for the party, and you got to be a non-debtor. Cool, because there's truth to that. But when you see this individual speaking it, you don't even know who that man is. You don't know. You never seen him before. You're not able to speak to him on a daily basis online. So why would you then fork over all your hard-earned bills to pay him for knowledge that you don't even know that man? See, it's like before we was Moors, we wouldn't do those things. You wouldn't just go online for your child, right? Find a random school and just, yeah, this is where we sending him. It's cheap. No, not before you go check there, look at who the teachers are, go meet the principal, go meet his personal teacher, so you can know, is this even a good match for my child? No, we have thrown that. All right, we have thrown that one all the way out, so we can basically pay for stuff that we are not even sure of the individuals bringing it if they know what they're talking about. You never seen them before. Like, all right, I just came out with a mixtape. Me and Cujo just did a mixtape together. I was personal with the people that would purchase a mixtape off me. I would make sure that I email you within a couple hours of your email. I'll make sure I send you a confirmation email that I got your email, then a confirmation back after you got the mixtape. And then I would check back with everybody I sent it to. Yo, did you get it? Because I don't want to have your money, I mean, and then you're not getting what you asked me for. I'm just sitting here with your money. No, I don't even like the feeling. So if that's how I am, and the reason why people started to purchase off me, it was because they seen me on a Cujo channel, and we basically went through the whole mixtape on the channel. So now you know what you're buying, you know who you're getting it from, you know where to find them. So it's not like whatever this other stuff is where you don't know who you're dealing with, you don't know where to find them, you don't know who they are, where they from. You just follow them. That's not going to be like good for us in the near future, because especially with Morris, they got stuff in the works. Like Morris, we got some stuff in the works, and we like me. I'm not one of these people that feel like I gotta propagate everything on YouTube. I don't go on YouTube to talk about my real workings and my dealings. It's just to teach, certain stuff that I might learn, or like a subject that somebody asks me about. That's what I do YouTube for. But I don't go on here to go through my actual workings of what I'm gonna do, because I don't want my stuff all out there for everybody else to know, because anything can happen. People are dirty. People like to cut you at your neck before you even get everything set up. So nobody knows what I'm doing except for me and my family. And that's how I keep it. When I see Morris taking another approach than that, I question their morals and what they're really trying to do, because this movement has been like ran through so many times as far as muddy waters and whatnot, and people like taking a wrong move and then going off on what they want to go off instead of following the divine instructions from the prophet. This dude left us the divine instructions, not the instructions, not the physical instructions, not the national instructions. They were the divine instructions to know what to do down here. And then when we're finished down here, you can take those same teachings to the other side, to the higher realms of the 7 bridges, and where we're supposed to be looking down at the ignorance, eating our popcorn. But for some, I feel like we done fell into the ignorance in certain forms. Because the other day we had a class, and we was going through subject matters that we don't touch on a lot. IRS, passports, stuff like that. And I'm starting to notice that we bang on this stuff so much dealing with dirty people that when it comes to a bunch of Moors together on the same platform talking about one of these things, it's like it's hard for us to come together with one solid thought, because everybody has what they think about it. Everybody has their way of viewing it. It's like Moors, we get this thing where we're so on the righteous side, or the national side of understanding, that when we hear ignorance, it's, we build this mindset to where it's not even ignorance that you attack no more. You just don't like to hear anything that's against what you believe. And it's crazy, because if your beliefs is sound beliefs, maybe you got to turn that belief into knowledge and start moving on it, and then it won't matter about what another person says or what another person's doing. As long as you're doing what you have to do, their action will match your action. If it's in the same accord, two Moors, their actions should both they should coagulate. Their actions should coagulate, so it could be one solid form. Then when we disperse these actions to the nation as something to do, that's the dissolve. So from the coagulation, it dissolves into the teachings for the masses, or the teachings for the children. That's like the Baphomet understanding. How to take the thought, manifest the thought into something physical, and then push it out. It takes the male and female consciousness to do that. The feminine and masculine as one, and then it produces the new. So just cap out Emptor. Y'all gotta watch it, because this is your children y'all dealing with. This is your life you're dealing with. You don't want to just put that thing out there to be played with, because people are not taking it serious. Think about how we act. Like, think about this. These people is telling us that our history goes back to Africa. Well, how come they don't tell Africans their history goes back to America? How come the oldest trees in the world are found in California, in America? The big ferns, the red ferns, sequoias? Yeah. Those are the oldest trees in the world. How did the oldest trees in the world grow in America if they say everything come out of Africa? Why are the oldest people in the world found over here? Based off of United Nations and what they say about the Washita Empire. They say anybody who Washita, that tribe or that people, their bloodline goes back to it's the oldest bloodline in the world. So if everybody comes from Africa, why would the Washita from here have the oldest blood in the world? Is it safe to say that this is Africa? Is it safe to say that America is also Africa? Because I know before Europeans came here, this place wasn't no America. Before Europeans went over to the east, that wasn't no Africa or India or Ethiopia. None of that. None of that stuff existed before they went over there and named it that. So where does this come from? And then when you think about it, when I say they went over there and named it that, when you think about it, why would the whole country at one time be called Black Land, the blackface land, burnt blackface land? Because they said the whole country at one time was called Ethiopia. Why would they call the whole country burnt blackface land? And then when you look at the Bible of Geneva, they translate Ethiopian to Moor. So before you had an Ethiopian, you could prove this with the Bible, with Jeremiah. What is that? Jeremiah 23:13. You can prove it because or 23:12, one of them. It's the verse about the Ethiopian can't change his skin, just like the leper can't change his spots. If you look at the old 1599 Geneva version, that same verse, it says the blackamoor can't change his skin, as the leper can't change his spots. So if they're going to say that one time the whole continent of Africa was called Ethiopia, and then in the Bible it's saying, yeah, well, Ethiopia used to mean more, based off the Geneva definition, would it be safe to say that you could call that whole land the Moorish land instead of the burnt-faced black land? Burnt-faced black land is disrespectful. It sounds like you're trying to slight me. First of all, I've never been burnt by the sun, so I don't know what burnt-faced people are. I don't know what that means. I can go in the sun. I don't burn. So what is a burnt face? What does burnt face mean? How does that mean? How does that mean how I look? If, you know, it means Ethiopia, but how does it mean how I look if I'm not burning right now? We know one people who go into the sun and they burn. Their skin burns. But we don't call them the burnt face people. How come we don't call, what do you call it? Pale Europeans, Ethiopians. The burnt face. Islam, more. Because that's the part I don't get. It's like we act like when we get this divine knowledge that we never had knowledge before to pinpoint when people playing around. And that's the easiest way to do it. You just take it back to the knowledge before and think about it. Like if you go to somebody selling a house in a big open field and there's no house there, why would you give them all the fiat for such a house? There's nothing there. They would have to show you something for you to be paying. Walk you through the house probably. You know what I mean? Like, you have to see something. Our people are spending a lot of fiat and a lot of time on stuff that doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. They know it don't work. But then they won't break away from the whole mindset. Another thing too, I want to know when we form our Moorish army, what's the first thing we about to do? Because I know what I would want to do. But I would want to know, since I'm not the one who formed the Moorish army, or I'm not the one who came through with that mindset. It was Jamal Bey. I want to know, based off Jamal Bey, when we finish getting the Moorish armies equipped, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't only want it to just be those Moors at his temple. No, it's just saying this is for everybody to have this in their head, protection. My first thing, though, is where are we taking this to? Like, where are we going? What's the first justice we're going to commit? Because I swear, why would it not be in the temples? Why are we not going to the temples to get all of them cleaned up with the Moorish army? I bet you we wouldn't have nobody would have a problem with that. Only the dirty temples. So why don't that be the move? Take the Moorish army, take the temples back, and then we could reset the nation from when it fell back in 1929. Right now, we got enough Moors to put that back in perspective. I heard it Jamal doing a lot. I heard that he got a treasury. Well, good. Look, why don't you take the idea of the treasury, right, and take it to the Moor who already got a bank? Do you know, Jamal, take your idea of the treasury to Toriano, because that's the only way it could work. Because we got to think, like, I love the idea. I love how it looks. But at the same time, I know that Walmart ain't about to accept. If I was to print Moroccan bucks right now, I couldn't spend them at Walmart because they're not going to accept it, even if I did back it with silver. But if I had my own foreign bank, you can issue that fiat. And then the bank ain't even really that foreign. It's on American soil. So, man, bro, you talk about a takeover can happen. And then at the same time, we looking at the damn destruction of this corporation right now. They falling through the floor right now. So why not take this opportunity and time to actually set up the thing to where whenever they want to come back online, it don't matter. It don't matter. They can do whatever they want. It's going to still be citizens. It's going to still be people born. It's going to be still social security numbers and birth certificates. It don't matter. They're going to make all that stuff digital. Why don't we just get ourselves together outside of all of that that the de facto democracy is doing? Why don't we return our republic? Why don't we pay off the debt? Pete, is that your debt? No. Pay off the debt that they said you owed. You got to present something. Present something. Because they said that you was bottomless pit, right? They said that you was a debtor. Oh, that's the bottomless pit, more? The bottomless pit is the executor's chamber. The executor's chamber under the king's seat, where all the damn debtors go when they can't pay their debt. It's like debtor's jail that they got, right? Go look up what exchequer means. In Black's Law Dictionary, the exchequer is the English treasury. So, okay, if you understand Rabbi Finkelstein when he gave that joint, talk about his little interview he had an interview on some radio station where he was talking about the Jews' whole plan to destroy, pale Europeans and Arabs. We are just part of it because we don't know who we are. Who got expelled from Spain with the Moors? It's the Jews. So the ones who play Jew do know that they're holding on to the story of being the other ones who got expelled. So if you say anti-Semitic, you're talking about more too. Because our language is the Semitic language. Semitic is just a language. So the oldest language group being Afro-Asiatic is Semitic. So if you're not Afro-Asiatic, then you're not Semitic. So yeah, I don't know how people let themselves get caught up like that. But obviously, it's not really nation. We look at it like nation. But when we see Nick Cannon with a turban on and he talking, that's corporate business. And then he's not even being no more. He's playing Hebrew Israelite. Kendrick Lamar. When Kendrick Lamar did his little track, and he's like, I ain't black no more. He said he an Israelite. How come he didn't say he a Moabite? Cause it's controlled like that. When you in the industry, the closest you can get to saying that we are one people is lying, bro. Chilling. is like the only way we can get, the closest we can get to being a people on Hollywood, the closest they'll get is you saying that you're a Hebrew Israelite. But look at what happened to Chadwick Boseman. Nobody knows this more's his interview with Rolling Stone. Like Cujo dropped that junk. He read it. You can go online and look. His last interview with Rolling Stone after he so-called was diagnosed. This is crap. But he had an interview with Rolling Stone where Rolling Stone, they asked him, what's like, what do you want to see happen in your future with movies? He said, well, since we just made a movie like Black Panther, we are starting to dive into the hidden story of the Africans. The story we're not used to hearing all the time, where we're not slaves, where we're actually kings and all that, the royalty. He said he wanted to take a slice out of Africa and put it on screen where we could show something like the Africans in Europe or the Moors in Spain. He said he's been to Portugal, and he said all in Portugal there's all these statues of so-called black people, and he said he wanted to show without a shadow of a doubt that the world was ran by Africans, not Europeans. And he wanted to show this in the movies. So this is a guy who knew a dark-skinned producer, who was a dark-skinned actor, who, you know, the movie, the type of, when you watch his movies, the type of movies he was putting out, it was like geared to our people. So you mean to tell me he wanted to make a movie about the Moors? An actor wanted to make a movie about the Moors? Not even an actor. The T'Challa guy, y'all king, yeah. He wanted to show Moors on TV. It just started with Wakanda because we had to show something. He said that his whole thing with Wakanda, that wasn't the end movie. That wasn't this is it. His thing was, we have to get into the equal side of things with this movie. He said if they don't put this movie out, it would be like, what did he say? He said it'll be like permanent second-class citizenship when it comes to hero movies for blacks. What did he mean, second-class citizenship? He knew that. So he knew that if you didn't put Black Panther out, then we would always be the second-class citizens when it comes to us in superhero movies. Because that came out and he played that character, now you'll never look at us the same again when it comes to Marvel. That's why they had to end that shit. Rest in peace to the man's CB. And if you understand the code of him, it was very slight. CB transitioned the 29th of August. So 29, that's 11. So we what was his birthday? Oh, November, which is 9, because it's Nova, not 11. So he has a 9/11 connection already, and it gets really, really crazy. It gets really crazy. How about every article, every even Wikipedia, every place when he died, they changed his age. I didn't even want to make it a thing because I seen Cujo going. He's like, why y'all making it such a thing? But I'm like, why would you change the man's age, bro? Why? What's the point? I remember looking him up and all that shit before all this happened, because I was trying to see where they were taking this T'Challa energy. This is before. He was born in 77. 77, right? They said he was born in 76 so he could be 43. Why? He died at 42. Because if you knew he died at 42 and it happened to be on the anniversary of 42, the guy that he played in a movie, Jackie Robinson, he played 42, you would know that the jig is up. Because that's too easy to tie together. They threw it off with 43, so just so you wouldn't know that it was all tied in. But watch how crazy it's tied in. So you deal with this dude, 77, he was born in 77, and he's 9/11 birthday. Do you know on 9/11 the plane that ran into one of the buildings was called the 77, Flight 77? So whenever people's birthday and deaths and all that tie into dates like 9/11 or, you know, stuff like that, it's always because it's Masonically coded. They knew that this was going to happen. They knew how they were going to do it. Maybe he didn't, but they knew how they were going to do this. It was already planned. So then anyway, you look at CB is his initials. CB. Who did he play? He played Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, right? But before he played Jackie Robinson, he played James Brown, who set the color barrier. Ooh. Do you know James Brown ain't say, "I'm black and I'm proud"? He didn't say it. When you look the song up, he had a studio, and the people who were singing was Europeans and Japanese children. European and Japanese children were the ones singing, "I'm black and I'm proud." That it was children, right? He never said it. The movie was called, say it loud, showing you that he wasn't black because his name was Brown. I mean, come on now. That was the color barrier he set on the people, because that's when they was wilding, back when they was doing all the what was that? Somebody had got shot or something, some black stuff, and they got him to sing to calm the people down. Yep. I don't want to say king. I don't want to say king. I don't want to be wrong, but just, yeah, some black mess happened, and they sent him to be the speaker of it, or singing songs to the people to calm their ass down in the city that was tearing up, right? So anyway, color barrier set with James Brown, who brother Chadwick Boseman played. Color barrier broken when Jackie Robinson got all the so-called Negroes into the regular league. CB is color barrier. And then he played both characters to show you that broke the color barrier. Then when it was his time to give the interview on Rolling Stones, he talked about how he wanted to see Moors in the movie. Color barrier destroyed. Him, I heard that he was involved with like people that were saving the children. Children that had colon cancer and stuff like that. So he had a real affiliation with children that had cancer. So they keep showing videos of him crying on, hugging kids with cancer, or on a radio, trying to say that, oh, that was him crying about cancer. It's like, come on, guys. You don't die in a day from 4 years of damn cancer. That's crazy. That's crazy. They told us in that day that 4 years of cancer killed him. But then if you look around, there's an article saying that he was poisoned. So was he poisoned, or was it colon cancer? Because either way, y'all lying. If you say it was colon cancer and he really got poisoned, you're lying. If he was poisoned, but you're saying he got colon cancer, you're lying. They can't even tell the truth. So think about what this does to the minds of the masses. You watch cops, you watch the news, you watch these things that show you that black people have no rights and no standing when it comes to the law pulling you over in your weed. Okay? How about you start studying law? Don't watch the TV. Study the law so you can actually see a time where we transisted what history would even be called. Five Bloods. His name was Storming equal violent. Oh, his name was Storming? Damn! Violent disturbance of the atmosphere, tempest, outrush, attack, tumult, and disturbance. Funny. More, that's funny. That's funny, because ain't what you just explained, the definition of storming sounds like the definition of chaos. The definition of chaos. We are the chaos beings with our melanin. And think about it, more. That whole movie, he played an ancestor. They had him in the clouds already. It's crazy. He played an ancestor in that movie, more. Remember? It's crazy. And more, the whole movie was about them returning back to Vietnam, getting the gold from out there, and then squashing the beef with the Asiatics about killing their families. And the whole beef with the Asiatics is like, why are y'all out here? Because y'all people getting killed out there, but you came out here to fight a war. For who? So that movie went over our heads today. What did she say? Remember more in the beginning? We talking about the bloods, the 5 bloods. Y'all need to watch that. 5 bloods, 5 principles, 5 bloods, the color of the flag, the 5 principles on the front of the flag, and the symbol of Venus. That's goddamn it, Morris. So anyway, in the beginning of the movie, they don't even let y'all get into it. They drop the shit you need to see in the beginning, and then they go on with the movie. So all you need is 10 good minutes to watch this shit. Sit, and after that, cut it off, because it don't even matter. They get kind of niggery in there. But the old Moore, right? It's the older Moore. They got the blowout. He goes back to Vietnam and he meets this woman. The woman was a woman that he basically laid with when he came out there originally in Vietnam. He laid with this lady and got her pregnant. So the daughter was half Moor, half so-called Vietnamese. Vietnamore. She is Vietnamore. So anyway, he met her and all that. Oh, damn, there I go. He met her. And the mother was like, I remember what happened when you came to our land. You were the Moy. They called you nigger. The European taught us that word. So the Asiatic wife, or the mother of the daughter, she called him a Moy. I looked it up. I had to put on the damn caption. It was M-O-I. M-O-I-R is Moor. So a M-O-I, a Moy, is a Moor. That's just the way they say it in Vietnam. So he was a Moor, but they called him nigger. The Europeans taught her that name. They put that in the movie and people just sitting, bro. So that means that Vietnamese people don't look at us like a second class subsidiary people. They look at us like the Moors. Who are the Moors? The Moors are the people that built every civilization that means anything in the whole world. So if they look at you like that, they look at you like God. They look at you like Bay. They look at you like El. Ali. The day. The owl that can see in the night and turn his head 180 degrees, damn near 360, to see what's going on behind his back and can see through the darkness at his prey, which is a mouse under a leaf. Come on now. We the owls. We the days. The day. See the day? See the day? We the owls. We the days. The eels are the underwater electrical creatures. The eels are Sheikh Mexin. And the Ali, you can't be no Ali, bro. Can't be no Ali. Ali is the master of the nation. Like, you got to do something crazy as an Ali. You got to build a school, put all the damn education up in that joint, go build another one, bring a fallen people, a whole, remembrance of their nation. Like, imagine if Hawaii was to fall right now, forget everything about themselves. Noble Drew Ali would be symbolic of whoever was to go out there or be born there and remind the people, y'all don't remember them King Kamehameha? This the Hawaiian kingdom. This ain't no Hawaiian state. These people need to get out of our land. Hawaii, kiki, some shit. He would have came back with the language. And see, our problem is it happened before the people's mind was ready to receive it. If Noble Drew Ali was to come out like today, it would be different. But at the same time, if he was to come out today, you would have to erase everything we know about him in the 1913 and all that. So it was needed. But the same thing that him coming out did kind of made it like a struggle for the ones that don't want to study and stuff like that. So he's telling y'all it's a divine order. This man said he's going to be able to count the people in one hand that he's going to save with fingers left over. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, what's up, bro? Good.
How's that? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Rock good?
Yep.
Somebody said that.
All right.
I ain't forgot about it.
You know.
Hey,
So I'm like, so he said he could count the people on one hand that's going to be saved in the end with fingers left over. If your thumb not a finger, it's all right, let's do that. So I'm taking, well, I can't take the thumb, so we count that out. I take this more, fingers left. This ain't a finger. Fingers left. So that's saying at the end, It's only going to be 2 Moors saved. 2 Moors. Who are the 2 Moors? He put that in the the 101s. He said, how many selves do you have? He said 2. So the higher self and the lower self will be saved in the end. He's not going to let your lower self perish. If you understand where he took you to, the lower self is just a more body. That's you. That's me. That's me. Lower self, fez on, stuff. Yeah, that's me. I'm lower self. But what I can access through me inside is higher than me, the higher self. You can't meet the inner Muslim outside. I could only show you and express him. And then they call that spirit. But the inner Muslim, the muscles, organs, skeletons, ligaments, electricity, and magnesium. That's the inner Muslim. We all got that. If you look up, if you get Valentine's dictionary, and you look up human being in Valentine's. Human being in Valentine's is going to say monster. It's going to say sea monster. So you go on Valentine's the monster, and it's going to say monster, noun, human being. What? So what they're saying is they said the human being with deformed, a monstrosity. So the deformity, the true deformity, is that you lack your melanin. That it been that in science and everything. It been that you lose your melanin. They look at that as a curse of God. All right, cool. We didn't write it. We already know. We didn't write it. We lived it. Fuck all that. We lived it. So the curse is to lose your melanin. So it's all about being like, that's what makes you, conditioned down here. Oh yeah, my fault. Muscles, organs, skeleton, ligaments, electricity, and magnesium. That makes the Moor, or makes the Muslim. So we saying everybody that, and when it gets to the monstrosity and the monster and the deformed, it's saying that your body is in a certain way where you can't notice the inner you. You won't even know to look past the shell to see that there is an inner you. So what they said, the reason why is because the body will be deformed. So when I'm thinking deformed, I'm not thinking about it like Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm thinking the slightest thing could be deformity in this law dictionary. So could being in a place but not knowing the law of that place, could that be a deformity? Could thinking that you're tough but really being fearful, could that be a deformation? Could being in an automobile cruising, right? You get pulled over for driving, but you're a traveler, but you agree to be a driver. Is that deformity? Is it deformed to have a mother, but never give any praise back to her? To know you come from a mother, but to give all your praise to a male god? Is that deformity? Anyway, when we play them games and then start to take deformed ass labels, they labeled us as the deformed people. Okay, yeah. I'll wrap this up. I think it's getting close. All right, no, I gotta let y'all know what's about to happen. The election is 11-3, right? 11-3. Or 3-11. So the 3rd of November is the election, right? It's about to get crazy, Morris. Trump is going to have to do something so crazy to win, because they're getting everybody to believe that, watch, when they do what they're going to do, they're going to make everybody think that Trump caused it. And it's about the food, bro. They done already fucked up enough to cause the food shortage, and people don't see it. Like, more, you don't get all your food from no grocery store? Well, where the grocery store get their food? Where the grocery store get their fresh products? They gotta go to the damn farmers, bro. The farmers got fucked over after March. March is the new year. That's when everything's supposed to grow, 21st. They shut this shit down ever since March. And they knew they was going to do it since, like, 84, bro. I'm talking about, this shit is crazy. So all the farmers and everything that was growing, they made them kill off their crops. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that they forced these people to not grow? Don't grow your corn. Don't grow your fucking potatoes. If you go on there right now, go online and look up potato stock destroyed. Look up potato stock destroyed. Look up corn stock destroyed. And it's going to show you a story of two different farmers where they got their products that they were making. One was the potato farmer. They told him they made this dude throw away tons of potatoes. Tons. So that's a lot of hardiness. Same thing with the other dude. They made him destroy a lot of his corn. But this is what they did. They paid him. They paid him subsidies and government stimulus shit to do that, right? So since they got paid, they did it. They did it without fear, without care. But if you take a whole farming industry and subjugate it for a whole year, while people are still being born, people are still growing, people are still, coming out the hatch, coming into adulthood, they're hungry as shit. Point blank period. They hungry as shit. So what you going to do? How you going to feed all these people that don't have a job and all this stuff? How you going to feed them if half of the fucking people that grow the food just lost their farms? COVID. So anybody who's with COVID, these people like telling you to wear a mask and all this shit, you have to destroy them with facts, bro. Don't let them people talk to you. Don't let them finish they fucking sentences, because those are all rituals, bro. They get taught the rituals and the spells by the damn government, by the media. I don't want to say it like government, just like the plain government. It's the Democrats specifically. Democrats, specifically them. Ever since Lyndon Baines Johnson said, I'm going to have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years. What did you think he said it for? And then you got all the fucking black people as Democrats now? How about when we started this shit, they was Republican? How did it change? Why is in the Constitution is promised a republic nation, a republic form of government, but you don't see the word democracy in there? You don't see no Democrat in no damn Constitution? You see treaty? You see republic? But you don't see no democracy. And right now, everybody kind of messed up in the head because they keep saying they're trying to destroy our democracy. You idiots. The democracy is the people who in there replacing your government, which is you. You got a representative as your state. That's a democracy system right there. You got a state representative. That's democracy. And then look, ain't no taxation without representation. So that's why you need a state representative, because you're not in your own state, your temple, your buildings. Where is your nation? Where is your people? You see black. Ain't no black state, ain't no black nation, ain't no black world, ain't no black kingdom, ain't no black land, none of that. If it is, find it. Show me it so I can find it. Then I can go, no, okay, there's people there. That's where it's going to be. There's no black nation. No black land, no black nation, no Negro land, Negro nation. But there is a land where the Moors come from. There is a treaty that the Moors signed with the United States of America in 1787 that let this be the nation. And then look what they said in there. Nobody reads it. It was written in Arabic. So that shows you the original treaty is not even in the language of the European. So that gives us claims. That gives us standing in law. Do you understand that they never spoke Arabic like that? As a matter of fact, the Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition, was about chasing everybody and killing off everybody who know how to speak that language. Why? Because you would know how to translate the treaties and understand who the Vatican is when you read it, who the states are when you read it. You would know that the Vatican is a third party that receive religions as the state mandate. They get religions off of this deal that we did. This lady over here that paid off of with the Medici money, she gets the portion of the property, and that's what it was. So when we thinking of Queen Isabella and Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, we think of that as like really like they came and subjugated in a big war. Nah, bro, that literally was a sellout. Like one of the Moors sold portion of the kingdom, Granada, to Isabella, which was like second cousin. His mom spit in his face because he sold something, but they have a long-standing treaty that connects that land with this land. It's called the Aztec Stone. And that's our tribal denominator that allows Moors to be whatever you call Indian or whatever. We united with them ages ago. So you can't say Indian and Moor is two different people because they mixed. They combined like families or whatever you want to call it. And this is going all the way back to when it was Olmecs in this land and the Khans from the other land. So when you mix the Olmec who worship Amaru with the Khans who worship Anu, that's a Maru Khan. The Incans, the first Incan king, El Yanga, his son, one of his sons was called Manco Capac. Mango Capac is just like how you would say Mangolian or a mango from Jamaica. That's the same word, the Mangolian. Where mango's indigenous to? America. So that'll show you the Mongolians, they're Moors too. Like so Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was the great grandfather of Mango Capac. Who matter of fact, Mango Capac is Al Yanga, the first Inca king. So his great grandfather was Genghis Khan, and his grandfather was Kublai Khan. So all the dang Moors did was the Khans came over to the Amaru lands, and then when we mixed the lands, that's what gave you America. But that wasn't like that was just a like a what do you call a spirituality that we had. European heard us doing it, and he asked us like, "Yo, what is that?" And we would say, "Oh, it's the land religion or whatever." So he think the land is America, Americus, right? That's never what it meant. So right now, when we telling people, like, yeah, America's the continent, but the nation in America would be Moroccan nation, the Moroccan nation. People be like, oh, well, Morocco. When I look in the dictionary, Morocco say North Africa. Well, how come that there was no Morocco in North Africa until 1956? Where was it before? And if that's the kingdom of Morocco, where's the empire of Morocco? Go ask any Arab in any store that they be in, any of the 7-Elevens, any of them. Ask them, yo, bro, I know you from Morocco or Egypt or Jordan. Islam, assalamu alaikum. I'm from Al-Maghrib al-Aqsa. That's right here. And watch what he say to you. Watch if it's an argument, like how our people be. They don't want to be Moors. They don't want to be nothing. But ask the Moroccan. Ask the so-called Arab speaker. Ask him, yo, what's Al-Maghrib al-Aqsa? He gonna say, brother, you know that? So they are excited that we know who we are. Ask a Hindustanian. Well, y'all call them people from India. No, they're Hindustanian or Bolakian. Why? Because my great grandmama is from Balakistan. Y'all call it Pakistan. It's the land of Sindh. My great grandma come from there. They called them the Mers, M-E-R, the Mer community. Look it up. They got a special dance and everything. They do this dance or whatever. And when you see the dance, you're like, Arab speakers don't dance like that. That's how we dance. It's like a swag with it. But when you see them doing it, it's like they missing a little bit of the rhythm. Like they don't move like all the way out. So I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. So everybody in the world knows this type of stuff about our people. Ask the Chinese people. But you got to know the language. China say Mulan. Like, so the movie Mulan, the Chinese girl, yeah, that means Maghrib. So that means the West. So why in the world? They got a movie that's on Disney that just came out again, and the movie Mulan means the West? Where's the West, y'all? Don't they call us the Western Hemisphere? How do Chinese know this stuff is a goddamn, they codify it as a female samurai. Because this is the land where the women kicked ass. Y'all want to call them the Amazons. Oh yeah, the Sibyls and all that. That was our mothers. That's true Allah, if you understand. Because the law come from Sheba. Sheba, Sebi. From the Sabaean people. The Sabaean people is the early northern Arabians. They came from the Abyssinian people, who today you call Ethiopian. So there was no Arabians without the Ethiopians. To prove it, you can read the story of the migration to Abyssinia. You got Muhammad, right? Muhammad took a migration to Abyssinia. What was that? It's 613, right? But in the story, they tell you he didn't go to Medina until 622. Tell me why 613 happened 3 years after the man made a religion. So in 610, when he made the religion, 3 years later, he took his people and migrated to Abyssinia. But they never tell you that. No imam will tell you that. You can go on Friday at Juma to the masjid and ask him. He ain't going to tell you. He ain't going to tell you that your people, the way you look. And I told you, you already know what an Ethiopian is. Before, you see, you calling them burnt face with that word. Abyssinian. And Abyssinians consider themselves Moors. Red and green and all that. So the Naga king, the Nagus, the Negusbiti, that is the son of the mother who ruled the land. The only person who kept it real that showed you the position of the female was Haile Selassie, because when he came back to the the parliament, the king bowed to him, and so did the queen. But he was standing. His wife was sitting down. That's a position of power. Just like some Egypt stuff. And that's close to Egypt, you already know. That's the Coptics. So when you understand these things and you use it as a form of like how to convey yourself in this paradigm, then that's called nationality. That's called nationality. Knowing that this land is not no United States. Why? Because the United States is a corporation. You can read their laws. 28 USC 3002. United States is a federal corporation. What does that mean? That means that it's not a geographical landmass. So you can't be from there. So don't say you come from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't care how it feels. Don't say you come from there, because you're agreeing to be from something they created. And they have possession of their property. Do you understand that civil rights it was all about a fake to get people to believe that they needed property rights, not human rights. You already got to be subjugated to be thinking like that. So let's deal with that. 1866, the Civil Rights Act. 1866 is when they told Negroes, all right, look, if y'all want to exist as that, then we're going to have to give you special schools. We're going to have to give you special buildings to go to, special this, special that. All the special stuff led to them saying you can't come to white stuff after. Like it started with the civil rights. They never tell us that. So a year after so-called slavery ended, 1866, the Civil Rights Act popped off, and this is them trying, where black people going to be at in a certain communities. Do you know that in 1866 they had to go to all the civilized tribes and get them to let go of their slaves? So one side of the coin, you're not the black people because black is a color. You are indeed the indigenous people that was here, which they call the Indians. So that's one card. The second card is that the Indian groups had slaves. My thing is, how you going to be both? How you going to be the slave and the Indian? You can't be both. So if Indians look like how I look, if true Indians look like how I look, and I'm in the sun, I look red, Morris. It's the red man, right? If I look American, the copper colored people found here before the Europeans, but now applied to the Europeans, I look original American. So I would have to be the Moorish American, because when they tell you Moor is dark compared to any modern day European. Don't I look dark compared to a modern day European? So I'm Moorish American by definition. People be like, oh, Moor is just like ish. That just means you a little bit of a Moor. All right, Moor, we got a minute and a half left. That means you a little bit of the Moor. No, anything the Moor creates becomes Moorish. I create, so it's Moorish. And you tell me I'm American, right? What kind of American? What kind? Oh, I'm going to tell you I'm a Moor. What kind of Moor? What kind? Well, then that's ish. I'm a Moorish American, because the kind of Moor I am is Moorish American. I'm an American Moor. So I would have to be Moorish American. Simple things, dog. Y'all don't ask the Jews, how come everything that he do, how come you just a little bit Jew? When you ask him, how come you just a little bit Jew, you get Nick Cannoned. You get Nick Cannoned off of your damn ownership of your show and all that. So that's what I want to know. Caveat emptor, Morris. What are you supposed to do in this nation if you're not going to claim your nationality when you know that they could take their stuff from you if you don't obey? And what do they say about all the other Moors who ain't standing up? You got to obey, huh? You got to obey. But we are the Bay, so why would we obey? We got to just be the Bay. Do you know that in the Quran it tell you to take a bay'ah to Allah? You supposed to promise to your prophet and to your people that you're going to protect them if times get rough. I took my bayah. We don't need shahadas Moors. We Moors. So, off of that, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, the 5 principles, peace, love, light, Islam, Moors. I see you on a flip.